I'm Lisa from Realizat, and I'm sitting here with
Marcela Bovio.
Marcela. Before we start with actual stuff, maybe the question, why do you part from Stream of Passion? Also, why is it over?
Well, we've been working for quite a few years together, and I think at some moment we realized that with the circumstances that we have and the people that we have, and everyone's particular situation, that we've achieved, we think, what we could have achieved with the band. So instead of going on and seeing everything, get a little bit more smaller scale, then we just decided to, just kind of quit while we're winning, so to say. And look for for new challenges. We're all very ambitious people, so we want to keep making music, and we want to keep taking it to a higher level. So yeah, that's mostly, I think, that's the main reason.
11 years and 4 albums. What is your personal balance?
Sorry?
What is the essence of these years for you?
Oh well, yeah, it's been a wonderful ride. Had a lot of really nice experiences and a lot of really wonderful shows, and we've met a lot of wonderful people. So yeah, it's definitely been one of the most exciting and joyful periods in my life. So I am gonna miss it, of course. Yeah.
What was your best moment?
Ooh, it's gonna be really hard to choose because there've been so many. But something that's gonna be always very special in my heart is playing in Monterrey, Mexico, where I come from. That was very cool. But we actually just recently recorded a live show in Amstelveen here in the Netherlands, and that was also fantastic because it was sold out. There were a lot of really awesome people that came to see us from all over the world. So that's a little bit present now with me because it was so recent. But yeah, so many moments. But I'll pick those two.
You are on stage with Johan at Stream of Passion and with the Gentle Storm, and he is your husband and your manager. Isn't it ever too much, Johan?
No, there's never too much Johan. But if anything, we have to sometimes make sure that it's not all about the music and the projects, but that we also have, some quality time, not, just like couple time. That's the most important thing for us. Yeah.
But now it's music time, and we are at the FAM at the moment, and it's your 3rd time at FAM.
That's true. I haven't thought about it, but yeah, you're right.
And now you are here with your solo project. Yeah. Sorry. Are you more excited because you are alone, also nearly alone at stage, or not?
Well, it's different. It's new, so that is in a way exciting, and I'm a little bit nervous, which I'm normally never nervous when I go before a show. Except in the very beginning, like when we just released an album or something. So it's kind of like the same, I think. Yeah. And I'm curious, because it's a concert hall, but we're playing just with strings and voice. So I'm curious how that's gonna go. Yeah.
But today you have strings, not only keyboard, because in your documentary you said that on stage you use keys.
Yeah. So this is a very special show because this is one of the very few shows that I'm doing with the strings, just like in the album, so with the same arrangement. So it's a very special one. I'm really looking forward to it.
And I think it is very good because the special thing about your album, unprecedented, I can't explain.
Unprecedented.
Yeah, it's too difficult for me. Is that you are only a voice and a string quartet, and it's very rare in the music world.
Yeah, that's something that I was really looking forward to, because I love metal and I love symphonic metal, but there's a certain, there are certain things that you always have to do, like you always have to play with a click track and you have to play with a lot of samples, and I really wanted to do something that is very organic and that it's not, that we don't have to use a metronome. So we recorded everything live in the studio with the 5 of us at the same time, which was a very big challenge, something that you don't usually do in metal nowadays. So I like that it's very organic, that it's very, that you could just like take it everywhere without any amplifiers or anything and then just like play. I like that.
Did this live recording give you more feelings by singing?
Yeah, definitely. Because, well, like I said, it was a challenge for me because I never done this before, record live, record an album live. Well, of course, live concerts, but it's not the same, So I learned a lot from that. And I think because everything is acoustic and you can get also very small, with the quartet. It can be very, very soft, very delicate. I can do maybe some things that are difficult to achieve when you have a full band, because it's never so small, so delicate, so fragile. So I think I did reach, like broader horizons with my vocals on this album.
I think despite the less elements, it's a very versatile album with many different songs and styles. How would you describe your music?
That's a good one. Well, the funny thing, the thing that I liked about the idea of working with a quartet is that it's indeed very versatile. And because this is my first album and there was no expectation, nothing to define it, I just went wild and did everything that I could. So I don't really know how to define it. One of the cello players that I played with, she said, it's like, oh, it's cool what you do. It's kind of like chamber rock. And I'm like, well, I like chamber rock. Of course, it's not heavy, but it's also not classical because the arrangements are very percussive and very rhythmical. So I liked her description, yeah.
What about your lyrics? Because some of them are already Spain, and how would you describe it?
Well, I think on this album I dared to say some more things that I'd never dared to say before. I don't know if it's just, growing old and being more honest to yourself, or the fact that because the music was a little bit more a little bit more contained and a little bit more organic, that some things I fit better, I think. But, as always, they're always very personal things that I talk about, and I like to use images and metaphors, to... I like it when people give the lyrics their own interpretation, So, it's... like I said, very personal things.
You choose especially Saboteurs for your first lyric video, and I think it sounds a little bit personal too. Who are your saboteurs?
The saboteurs are, the little voices in your head that tell you that you cannot do something, that when you are fighting for something and you have this feeling, that you cannot do it, that you kind of secretly talk yourself out of stuff, and so that you don't dare to do stuff because you're not totally secure. Those are the saboteurs. There's the little voices in your head that say no, you're not good enough, you can't do this. And it's funny, because I don't know if you know Amanda Palmer, this singer, and she has a book called The Art of Asking. And after I wrote the song, I was reading her book, and she has this exact same concept, but she calls it the fraud police. So yeah, it's kind of similar, when you're trying to make a living as an artist, or you're trying to, be a musician, and the voice in your head telling you what are you doing? That's not a real job. Get a job, that kind of stuff.
But I think it needs very much brave to call an album unprecedented. How is your idea of this?
It is, isn't it? It's bold. I just like the idea of the meaning of the word on its own, and the fact that, like I said, this was my first album, and I didn't have any guidelines or any expectations to fulfill, or it could just be anything I wanted, and that's why I like this word so much, because it kind of also describes a little bit that the music is just it goes every which way, which I like.
I can't speak it, but I like the word too.
Thank you.
When do you decide if a song is in Spain or in English? Do you know it before or in the writing process? Or
Yeah, because when I'm writing the song, normally I only sing gibberish, so like not real words, but like fake words. But they already sound a little bit Spanish or a little bit in English. Though on this album, this never happens to me, but curiously now it did. When I was writing the songs, I already came up with some of the lyrics, and that already was either one language or the other. So yeah, it happens very early. When I'm writing the melodies, I already know in which language they're going to be.
maybe because it's so personal.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and the rhythm of Spanish and English is very different, of course. So the melodies, they dictate a lot of what it should be.
I think you often use stars in your lyrics as a title, but also universe and anyone else. Are you interested in this, or is it a kind of symbol?
It's mostly a symbol, though I do like astronomy. I would lie if I would say that I know anything about it. I just took it when I was in college. But I like, I'm not someone who's very I'm a bit of a daydreamer, so I'm always with my head in the clouds. So I think that's mostly the reason why I talk about like the big spaces a lot of the time. Though there are always symbols for different things. Like for instance, stars is actually about your fallen idols. Think people or things that you looked up to at some early point in your life, and then you see that maybe they didn't exactly wear what you think they were, and that's why then you see them fall. So they always have different meanings.
I think your beautiful artwork looks a little bit like a 4-in-1.
Yeah, thank you. It's nice.
Was it your sister or who made this?
Yeah, my sister made it. She's besides being very lovely and a wonderful actress and a very good singer, she also has a really good talent for the graphic design. So she doesn't do that anymore, actually, but I asked her because I knew that she would get it like no one else would, and I'm happy that she made the time for it.
Yeah, and it was a success, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I'm very happy how it came out, and it looks very simple, but she worked on it for like a lot of time because there are these lines, and she drew them all by hand. So it's really a little work of art that she did.
On Stars, you are singing with a classical voice. Was this planned before?
Yeah, because there are a few things that I thought, or I didn't really feel like using. For instance, in Stream of Passion, and my classical voice is one of them. I don't use it all that often, so that's why I really wanted to do a little bit more with it also in this solo album. So my intention was actually from the beginning to write a sort of modern aria, So yeah.
What is your personal favorite song of your album and why?
That's difficult. But I like, I really like the first one, I Am Otis, because it was very spontaneous. It's one of those songs that just like comes out of nowhere. And I really like the one too, the last one.
I like the first one the most.
Thanks.
Do you like to add something about Unprecedented?
I think we covered everything, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I do have to say, I'm sorry, I really want to thank once again all the people that participated on the crowdfunding, because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here today. So thank you so much once again. I'll always be grateful to the people that...
It was over 300%. Did you expect this?
No, not at all, because most people know me from the prog and the metal, and I thought like, well, I don't know if they're gonna like this very soft music. So it was totally unexpected, but yeah, of course I'm really happy that it went so well.
That was something I thought about too. What is your target group? And I was very experienced by this many people who pay for this and support it? Because normally metal people don't seem to like this, no?
Yeah, well, apparently they found a lot of common traits between people that like metal and people that like classical music. So I had some hopes, but not these high hopes. So I'm more than pleased. Yeah, I have wonderful fans, and I'm really thankful to them.
What do you plan with your solo project?
Well, I'm gonna do some shows this year, and mostly in Holland, and some also I think in Belgium and in Germany, and hopefully next year try to go a little bit more around Europe. We'll see.
I have to add that I like your voice very much with Anneke too, and I know she's one of your favorite artists. Will there be other collaborations in the future?
Yeah, I would love to, definitely. I think we are gonna do some stuff. I can't talk about it, but I think we will definitely keep seeing each other.
I know one of your favorite books is Dorian Gray. If you have the choice to make this pact, would you do it to stay beautiful forever or not?
That's hard because I should immediately say no, but it's such a vain world, isn't it? And I come from a town that is really close to the United States, and their image is very important. So it's kind of like imprinted in my head, that it should look good. But no, I think. I'm gonna say I would pass, but it would probably be a hard decision.
Maybe it would not be good to see Johan going older and older and you stay beautiful.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe we could all get it. We could get everyone paintings.
Do you have a funny backstage story?
We are so lame.
But you look Family Guy, you have to have one.
Oh, yeah. Well, I never watched Family Guy backstage. No, I have nothing. We're such nice people. We're not rock and roll at all. And, when we're on tour, I'm always the first one that goes to bed, because I have to get good sleep for my voice. So I'm never there where the really funny things happen. The guys, from Stream of Passion are the ones, doing all the crazy stuff. I know that, for instance, Stefan in London, he went out to beers and ended up jamming an acoustic guitar with a homeless guy in the streets, for instance. And we were in Russia, and he ended up partying with some people at the roof of the hotel where we were staying, and he lost his passport. And we found him at the reception desk the day afterwards, for instance. That kind of stuff. But I'm never there, so yeah, I'm kind of boring.
Imagine a star would fall now. What would be your wish? You can say everything you want.
But then it wouldn't come true if I say it, would it? Can I just make it in my head and I'll tell you? No, I truly, I wouldn't know what else to wish for. I'm so happy with, I feel so blessed with the things that I've been able to do, and the support that I get from the audience. That I'm doing okay. I'm grateful, and I seriously wouldn't know what else to wish for.
Do you have last words for the fans?
Well, just once again, thank you for everything. And if you haven't yet, go online and listen to Unprecedented. I hope you like it. I know it's a little bit softer than what I usually make, but I still hope you enjoy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Who let them in? Must have been asleep. Spy saboteurs, mumbling madness in my ear. They're gathering, plotting from within to miscreate all I've worked so hard to build. Who let you in? Who believe your lies?